As Police and Crime Commissioner for Hampshire and the Isle of Wight, I chair the Serious Violence Reduction Board, and through the Police Crime Sentencing Courts Bill 2022, the serious violence duty was introduced. What that brought about was a requirement for key individuals, both police forces and criminal justice partners, to do everything that they can, working with local authorities to reduce serious violence. And my job is to ensure that all of those that have a requirement are doing what they need to do.
So the Violence Reduction Partnership brings together 25 different agencies across Hampshire and the Isle of Wight, and we come together as a partnership to tackle the root causes of violence in our communities using a public health approach. This duty is now enshrined in law through the Police Crime Sentencing and Courts Act, and each of those authorities has a statutory duty called the Serious Violence Duty, and the Violence Reduction Partnership enables them to discharge their duty.
Serious violence is one of the key priorities for the force. For too long, officers and staff are going out and dealing with the consequences of violence, but more importantly, our communities are telling us that they want their young people protected. They want people to be kept safe from harm. And what the Serious Violence Reduction Partnership will do is work together to try and identify how we can be more effective. The damage caused to all of our communities from the harm caused by violence in homes, out in communities, has to stop. And the only way that we can do this is by working together.
So we engage regularly with communities on a daily basis through our Safe and Well programme, through our Prince's Trust and Fire Cadets programme, and we can bring that into the partnership, and we can assist in delivering positive role modelling, safety messaging. So partnership working isn't unusual for us, and we've been doing that for a number of years. We do that both in the health environment, social care, and with the constabulary. I'm really excited about the future of how the serious violence duty and the partnership will come together and really magnify the power of those agencies.
Well, this is quite exciting for me, so we can revisit the CSPs, get more people involved, kind of relaunch it, I think, and get everybody invigorated about their duty around it. And I think it will cause another conversation that will really engage people, how they can really affect their communities and understand actually some of these behaviours are a symptom of something, and kind of why it happens. We need to get to the grassroots of that.
Well, it's about working in partnership. Essentially, I think in terms of the level of complexity around serious violence, the need for partners to work together is absolutely vital. We can't do this alone. We really need to be able to work in partnership, and we all really need to have that common sort of view about it in order to try and do anything that's really going to be effective. So for us, actually, it's really important because we are such a small service.
I think what we're starting to see with the way in which this conversation has happened at the moment with the Office of the Police and Crime Commissioner is that we're starting to see something a bit more joined up across the whole of Hampshire, and I think that's going to be very valuable for us. We're already starting to see some of the benefits of some of that partnership working actually in the cities, but we also need to recognise that those individuals that commit violent crime are often the victims of violent crime. That trauma is what has led them to enact those activities, and that early intervention actually is the solution. And it's really good to see that we now have a Police and Crime Commissioner that gets that, as well as the Office of the PCC, and that we're starting to see that rebalancing, I think, back to where we needed to be in terms of tackling serious violence on the streets.
We can break this chain of violence, we can break this chain of committing crimes, but we can only do that by working together. The police alone cannot prevent serious violence.